So this video is going to be coming out a little bit later because as of the recording of this video, I'm about 2 hours from my first microeconomics course at Cortland, from home because COVID, but I'm a little excited about that. A little. I really hate school, but I have a plan, so we're working on it. So basically what that means for the channel is I'm not going to not watch hockey. So I'll be watching the games live, I'll be taking my notes live, and I'll probably even make the board. Problem is I have to be up for 8 o'clock on Tuesdays and Wednesdays as well, but Thursdays I'm fine. I'd have a lot of classes. So they'll basically, videos can't be filmed at 4 in the morning, and I can wake up and expect to do stuff that day because I have to do actual work. So videos will probably be filmed around 1, 2 o'clock, and then posted for 3, 4 o'clock while I'm taking class. Thursday being the only exception. Thursday probably going to be videos coming out around the same time as the games start because I have 5 classes on Thursdays. None on Friday, only one on Friday though, so, and then Saturday, Sunday, none, so it should be fine. I have a lot of passion for this channel. I really do enjoy doing this, so I'm not going to not do it. It's one of the only things keeping me sane right now, but yeah, let's jump right into it. We have Dallas, Colorado, and we're really seeing that Dallas has risen above their level of play. The regular season, very sluggish. Their stars really didn't show up. Pavelski didn't play up to his contract. Seguin, Ben, and Radulov were kind of like, hey, when are you going to pick it up? Well, it's the playoffs. That's when they bring it up. Dallas starts the first period with a lot of physicality. Fox is getting into it with Belmar a little bit. Some pushing and shoving. Perry takes a GTI. Colorado's being very reckless with the puck. Something you don't really see from them. And it costs them because at 6:18, Klingberg gets a goal by Fox and Como. And it probably shouldn't even went in the net. Fox had took the shot, and Francouz just couldn't handle it, and now it's in the net, and you're down 1-0. Nemesnikov and Perry have an exchange because now Colorado's trying to get momentum. Janmark takes it unsportsmanlike. Nemesnikov and Kadri take roughing. So who's on the power play? Dallas Stars. And they cash in at 8:33. Fox gets the goals by Hintz and Heiskanen. Colorado hasn't even had a shot yet, and they're already down 2-0. Also, 10 minutes have gone by. Kadri then takes a high stick, so you're really helping yourselves there. At 10:45, Ben gets the power play goals by Radulov and Pavelski. Dickinson takes an interference. No shots on the power play. No shots until 18:26 of the period had gone by. That's not how you start a game. That's not how you start a game, especially when you're already down. You're already gaming the hole. You're really fighting for your positioning. Can't start like this. They pressure late. You get 5 shots late, but they finish the period shots 10-5 in favor of Dallas with no shots until 2 minutes left in the game or period. And I wrote on my notes, Colorado's done. Even if they were to come back, which I doubted watching the first period, they weren't going to beat Dallas. Dallas was going to finish in the third. Second period, Hudobin has a tough time with a Graves shot, which was interesting. I thought that would have been a good chance for Colorado, but nope. Seguin and Girard have an exchange. Belmar is stopped, and then he takes a tripping penalty. Ben has an illegal check to the head penalty. Fox misses the net. Como's denied. Janmark gets a break, but he can't get the shot off. No angle. Graves is denied. Nemesnikov is stopped. Connaughton takes an interference, and then Perry has a really good dangle and drives the net, but he can't get it to go. 13:24, Valerie Nichushkin, of all people, gets the goals. This is by Makar and Burakovsky. Then McKinnon takes an interference where Perry gets hurt, and Dallas wanted 5, and honestly, I don't know. You probably could have given him 5, but it was pretty hitter. I don't know. It could have gone either way, and I'm fine with 2. There's a really good scramble in front. McKinnon can't cash in. Como takes a hooking, and Alexiak takes an interference. So the Avalanche have a 5-on-3, and they get a goal McCarr assisted by McKinnon and Rantanen. So McKinnon gets 12 game point streak, and then Kadri and Janmark are exchanging at the buzzer. Kadri was kind of playing more like he did in Toronto, where he's making those stupid mistakes, versus how he's been with Colorado. You could tell that Colorado is getting frustrated by this game, and can't blame them for that, but wake up. Play your game, and they're not doing that. Third period early, Landeskog stopped. Yost has a good chance it doesn't go. They look like they found their game. They're finally not being reckless with the puck. They're finally getting shots on net. But then Yost takes a tripping penalty, and Francouz had to make a big save on a scramble, but it doesn't matter because Hintz gets a power play goal by Klingberg and Faksa. And then McCarr does not handle the puck well at all. It trickles right in front of the blue paint, and Gurianov sends it in the net, and that was game. Gurianov is second in goals scored in the playoffs behind Bo Horvat. Francouz is out now, and Hutchinson is in, and I was like, oh boy, Hutchinson is not great. But at 11:24, Nichushkin gets a goal by Burakovsky and Girard, and I'm like, wow, a game is going tough when Valeri Nichushkin has 2 of your goals. Like, you're not winning that game. They want to go empty net because they're knocking on the door here. It's 5-3, but Dallas does a really great job of keeping Hutchinson in the net. At 2:56, they finally go empty net. Comfer has a really good chance it doesn't go. Como has a really good block on McCarr shot. And at 19:56, Nemeskov gets goals by Girard and Kadri, but there's only a couple seconds left, so it was too little, too late. And Dallas takes this one 5-4. Shots on goal were 29-37 in favor of Colorado. Faceoff percentage was 50.9 to 49.1 in favor of Dallas. Power play, Dallas went 3 for 6 on the power play, which is 50%, while Colorado went 1 for 5, which is 20%. Hits were 47-36 in favor of Dallas. Shot blocks were 22-10 in favor of Dallas. And save percentage was .892 to .828 in favor of Dallas. Francouz had a .808 on 26 shots, and Hutchinson had a shutout on three shots faced. So, you can tell that's why combined average matters more. Dallas looked really good. They're dialed in. They're gonna kill Colorado. They're number 1 defenseman in scoring with 34 points, which is ridiculously good. And McKinnon still has a point streak, but that's really it. Colorado is basically Nathan McKinnon and just a bunch of angry dudes because they can't do anything. I don't really have anything to say about that. I'm just disappointed in Colorado's play because how would you do that to the Coyotes and play like this? Dallas just woke up. The bear has finally awoken. Islanders Philly on a back-to-back, so Elliott is in and Greiss is in. Another fast start by the Flyers. Hayes has really good chances early because the Flyers are turning over the puck. Greiss has a big save on Farabee. Konechny and Cizikas take roughing minors. Elliott stops Eberle. Clutterbuck had a leg-on-leg on Sanheim and takes an interference penalty. Probably could have got 5. That's pretty gross. Which is weird. Like, I don't expect that from the Islanders guys. But yeah, that was really bad. Greiss absolutely robbed JVR. Konechny then took a slashing penalty. Islanders building momentum. Both of the goalies really sharp. I mean, watching the goalie duel between these two teams was probably my favorite part of the game. Barzal had a really good first period, and he actually ended up having a great game, just really having his way skating-wise. But it's a fairly even first period. Second period, Myers tried to hit Cizikas, and Cizikas just sent him flying. It was pretty hilarious. And here you go. Here's the Islanders playing faster now while Philly's slowing down, and the Flyers start turning the puck over. So it's like Philadelphia has to win the first period or they can't win. Pitlick has a tip that goes off the pulse, and at 6:52, Nelson gets a goal by Bailey. Then Flyers start pressuring, and at 15:19, Couturier gets a goal assisted by Braun and Haig. Giroux had a great win on a puck battle to set this up. Barzal and Lee can't connect, which that would have been huge. They had a 2-on-1, and Barzal just couldn't get it to Lee. I think a stick got on his stick, so he couldn't get the pass, but yeah, it's tough. Haig goes wide. It's all Flyers this period. Greiss absolutely robbed Voracek. Greiss was on fire, especially because the Islanders were turning the puck over, just lazy passes late. But again, here comes the third period where the Islanders show what's up. Voracek had a great chance. Elliott had a bad turnover, but Eberle couldn't score on it. Eberle wide on a Forsberg attempt. That would have been so cool. It was so close. He literally gets it around him, and the net's wide open, and it just goes wide. Pellick rings the iron. Giroux is absolutely robbed. And then at 7:18, Pageau gets a goal by Mayfield and Taves on a trickle in. And now the Islanders are up. And at 11:12, Nelson gets a goal by Bailey and Beauvillier. Beauvillier made a great play. His little kick pass past Niskanen. I just kicked. You can't see my legs, but I did a little kick. Gets it to Bailey. Gets it to Nelson, who puts it to Bailey, who gives it back to Nelson, and then it's a goal. The Islanders are outscoring the Flyers 8-0 in the third period of this series. That's awful. 2:25, the Flyers, with 2:25 left, the Flyers go empty net. They're really pressuring. They're actually kind of looking like they could take it. 18:55, Provorov gets a goal by Hayes and Sanheim. They go take a timeout. With 49 seconds left, they go empty net again. Couturier stop, and then Mayfield just pins it to the boards and lets almost all the time go out. The last 15 seconds were pretty much taken out by that. Really, really good defensive play, which is what you expect from the Islanders. And the Islanders take this one 3-2 and have a 3-1 series lead. I forgot to mention Dallas also has a 3-1 series lead, so Colorado's facing elimination tonight. Shots on goal were 38-33 in favor of Philadelphia. Face-off percentage was 55.4 to 44.6 in favor of the Islanders. Power play percentage was 0 for 1 and 0 for both. Hits were 39-35 in favor of Philly. Block shots were 19-7 in favor of the Islanders. And save percentage was .947 and .909 in favor of the Islanders. Philly had probably their best game besides the game they won today. Elliott was surprisingly good. So Greiss was a lot better than I thought. Honestly, I could see the Islanders starting Greiss the next game just to keep Varlamov, don't run him into the ground because he's faced a lot of shots. But, this game was really impressive because the Flyers were kind of playing better 5-on-5, and then third period happened kind of deal. A nice story for the Flyers. I cannot speak even when it's in the morning. Lindblom, he practiced, and that was really nice to see him on warm-ups. He didn't play. He might play Game 5. I hope he does. That'd be really heartwarming. I'd love to see it. Good stat for the Islanders. They're outscoring opponents 19-5 in the third period. They look tough. I mean, I don't think they're gonna beat Tampa, because Tampa's definitely winning tonight as well, finishing Boston. But Islanders are on the rise, and I hate to say that because I live in New York, and Islanders fans are awful. Vegas, Vancouver. We get Fleury versus Markstrom, so all the Fleury crowd can be happy. He had a pretty okay game. I still think Leonard's the better goalie. John Merrill's in for Nick Holden for the Knights, and Myers back in the game for Ben. Myers had a very big impact on this game. Probably Vancouver's best defenseman. So a lot of line shuffling for Vancouver before the game even started. Virtanen's up on the top line and Besser's down. I don't know why, really, because Virtanen is hit or miss, in my opinion. It's a very fast start for both teams. Stevenson had a wraparound attempt early that almost goes in. Edler blocks a Schmidt drive. Stasny has a deflection that goes wide. Markstrom with a great glove save on Theodore. And then there's a too-many-men penalty for the, the Vancouver Canucks, which had taken in back-to-back games. This is served by Bo Horvat. That's just sloppy. You can't be doing that in the playoffs, especially against Vegas, because they'll make you pay. And at 9:28, Pacioretty on the power play is by Stone and Theodore. And I wanted to say that was going to be the win there, just because the Vegas fan of me is like, yeah, Pacioretty. But no, there's a lot of fight in Vancouver. I really do like this core. I wish they didn't play Vegas this round. I really do. I really wish they had to play Dallas or even Colorado. It's sad. I really like this team. I wish they could have went to the finals and lost in the finals. I mean, I guess it's worse for Canucks fans, but whatever. For 10 hit Stone in the mouth, no call. I'm okay with it. It was away from the play, and it wasn't really like he didn't just punch him in the mouth. Stone like stick bobbled, and Virtanen comes by and like kind of nudged him, and then like that hit him in the mouth. So like I don't think it was intentional. Like he meant to hit him, but I don't think he meant to like hit him in the mouth, kind of deal. But I just thought to mention it because the commentary did. Stevenson takes an interference penalty, and 8 seconds in, Pettersson gets the goals by Miller and Hughes. McNabb kind of accidentally screened Fleury, and Pettersson made him pay. It was a really good snipe. Toffoli fans on a great chance, and because, when that happens, of course, got to score a goal at the other end. Stevenson gets the goals by Theodore and Martinez at 13-19. Hughes was shaken by a Reeves hit behind the play, and he goes to the bench, and he starts messing with Green, and Green's like, don't effing talk to me, talk to them, and Reeves just like goes like, wah. I love Ryan Reeves. He's the perfect goon. Fleury has a good stop on Pettersson break because Schmidt just left him wide open. Like, he's just chilling on the blue line waiting for the pass. Gets a good break. Theodore stopped. Theodore had a lot of good chances, and then Cousins couldn't jam it in. Horvat's denied late. Knights take a 2-1 lead heading into the second. Second period, Toffoli goes wide. Stone has a really good dangle, and then Markstrom just makes a way better save. It was impressive stuff by both men. Excellent forecheck by the Knights. Markstrom misplays a puck out of, like, he goes to play at the circle because the Knights were changing, but Theodore just like, no, I'm going to come in. And so Markstrom goes to get the puck, and Theodore's right there. So he's like, oh, shit. And he tries to, like, jam it and run, but Theodore gets it. And even gets a shot off, but Markstrom saves it. 4:07, Horvat gets his goal assist by Miller and Edler. Edler with the drive, Miller with the tip. Horvat just picks up the puck, just chilling in the paint. They haven't, at that point, up till today, when Horvat scores a goal, they don't lose. Oops. Markstrom robbed Marchessault. That was, Schmidt gets it to Marchessault, and if Marchessault would have leaned shot more towards the post, would have been fine. He went more at Markstrom. Tough break for Marchessault. Been having a tough couple days, that guy. Carrier had a big hit on Myers. Edler stops a Stone, sends Stone to the ice. I don't know why I can't talk. It was a good, really big hit. And then the glove save by Fleury. You're kidding me. He does the same thing, not nearly as impressive, but very similar to the one he did to Toronto, where he just leaps back and robs it out of the sky. What a goal. Gaudette misses the open net, which, oh, man. That would have been huge for them. Fleury robs Mott and Beagle. Too many turnovers by the Knights this period. Way too many, especially in their own zone. Stevenson then takes a hooking penalty, and on the power play, Toffoli gets a goal by Hughes and Miller. First lead change of the series. Vegas fan of me is like, oh, great. This is it. But then I was like, you know what? No, this team knows to stay calm, and they do. Cousin almost gets a break off a tuck pass, but the puck is just too far ahead of him. Marshall takes a high stick, because apparently he's Edler, because Edler was actually the one who hit, I don't know who it was, honestly. He hit someone with a high stick. It was Edler. I know it was Edler. That's why I wrote it down. And I thought that this was a reviewable thing, but apparently it's not. So, Marshall goes to the box, and then Marshall gets an interference penalty right when he comes out of the box, and he's like, how? Literally how? And I'm like sitting there like, yeah, literally how? What's going on here? And I'm not saying there's favoritism. There's definitely not in this series. The refs have been really good this series for the most part. But that was just tough couple calls there on Marchessault. Even Canucks fans would say so. I mean, I was checking Instagram and stuff. Hello, computer. Third period, early. Schmidt has a really big slap shot drive after Merrill kept it in. Gets the goal. This is by Merrill. Myers was hurting on his way to the bench after that goal. The Canucks begin pressuring. Virtanen misses the net on what would have been an easy goal. And at 7:02, Patre makes him pay. This is by Schmidt and Stone. He had a 2-on-1 with Carlson, and I really thought he was going to go to Carlson. Carlson would bang it in, but he back passes it to Schmidt, and Schmidt sends it back to Pacioretty, who puts it in, which was a really great play. He didn't go for the easy play. He went for the right play kind of deal. Stone had a really good chance, and then at 8:29, Carlson gets the goal. This is by Pacioretty and Stone. Just a tap-in. 3 goals and 5 shots at that point. Roussel then took a tripping penalty. McNabb and Besser had a really nasty collision. Besser tried to do like a little backspin on him, and McNabb made him pay. Fleury took a delay game after making a save, which, like, oh man, that was not the best time to do that. Cousin goes to the bench. But at the same time, because it was so late, the Canucks want to go empty net, so I guess for clearing purposes it's okay, but the Canucks were pressuring. I know they're down 2 goals, but Canucks have a good offense. So at 3:15 they go empty net. Whitecloud destroyed Miller, sending him to the ice. Fleury had a big stop on Gaudette. At 2:23 they take a timeout. That is Vancouver. Miller hits the post, which, ooh, that would have been big. Cousins misses the empty net. Tuck hits the side of the net, empty net, and then Fleury stops Pearson right in front to end the game. Knights win 5-3, take a 3-1 series lead. Shots on goal were 33-31 in favor of the Knights. Face-off percentage was 38.7 to 61.3 in favor of Vancouver, which has been kind of the theme for this series, is that the Vancouver centers win a lot of face-offs, but the Knights' forecheck is just all over them, so it doesn't really matter. The Knights went 1 for 2 on the power play for 50%, and the Canucks went 2 for 5 for 40%. Hits were 39-47 in favor of the Canucks. That's the problem. The Canucks cannot match. Like, when Canucks try to play Vegas' game, which is very physical, they don't win, because Vegas will win in that category every time. It happened in Game 1, and it happened in Game 3. And it happened here too. The Vancouver has to stick to their game, not try to play Vegas at their own. And they're not. It's a young team, so this is going to be a great learning experience, but it is what it is. Block shots were 18-16 in favor of Vancouver. Save percentage was .903 to .848 in favor of Vegas. Fleury with the win, gets 6th all-time playoff wins with 81 wins. Fleury hasn't lost to Vancouver now in his last 15 starts. Vegas depth making a big impact with 9 players with 2 or more goals and 20 with at least a point. Tuck's goal streak ended tonight, though, however, so he's ties with Marchessault and I think James Neal for the longest goal streak in the playoffs. I don't know if it's James Neal. I know Marchessault's one of them. And because I talked about how the Islanders are outscoring opponents in the third, the Knights are outscoring opponents 17-5 in the third, which is, oh boy. I mean, Knights have been comeback kings these playoffs. Vancouver, this is one of those things where they just couldn't hang. They're trying to play another team's game and not their own. They have their chances. They're not cashing it on. It's a young team. They're gonna be better next year. I really am excited to see Vancouver next year. I think that they can go a lot. They can go pretty far. Even in these playoffs, if they weren't playing Vegas, they'd be going far. I think Vegas is just the best team in the West. I can't wait to see them play Dallas, honestly. And then when they play Tampa in the finals, that'd be awesome too. Just those are my predictions. Horvat still leading the league in playoff goals with 9, but we'll see how long that lasts, because facing elimination on Tuesday. And that's all for today. If you like today's video, like, comment, share, subscribe. And again, the posting schedule is going to be a little weird, so just keep an eye out. You can turn the bell icon on if you really want to. If you really like my takes, you can find me on the Armchair Analyst Podcast on SoundCloud. And that's all. Hope you liked it.